All right, what is good, fight fans? This is Ashley's Corner. Shout out to the LDBC. Now, the ball is starting to roll already. I told everybody that Gervonta Davis ain't playing games when he called out Tevin Farmer, and Floyd Mayweather and Leonard LDB both is backing him on this, and they really want this fight. I told everybody it was serious, and they already starting to get the ball rolling. Now, I don't really remember what article this is, but it says Leonard Elderby makes offer for Gervonta Davis, Tevin Farmer unification. Okay? He already did this shit. This shit happened yesterday. It says 3:14 p.m. This article came out. All right. And then Mike Coppinger wrote out at first, his tweet was, sources tell the Athletic Box Leonard Elderby made an offer to Lou DiBella for his Tevin Farmer title unification fight this fall. Tank and Farmer have traded barbs over social media, and a fight between the pair would establish a clear number one guy at 130 pounds. And then after that, he tweeted, he wrote, Tevin Farmer and Joseph Diaz Jr. have mutual interest in a fight. Per sources, and talks are expected to start between the sides in coming weeks. Two compelling options for Farmer. So they're looking at Joseph Diaz as well as Gervonta Davis. Tell me what's more important, the unification fight with Tank, or some little squabble beef to cut, to stop the beef in between them. They can fight in between some Joseph Diaz. Yeah, Tank and him has been going back and forth for years. Tank and him has been going back and forth for years. Joseph Diaz shit just started not even 8 months ago. Probably the first time they ever really was going back and forth on social media. So, and he don't have a title, and he just moved up. He's a fighter moving up for 126. That's who Joseph Diaz is. He's a fighter that lost to Russell at 126, and he just moved up to 130. That's who you're gonna fight over a unification fight over Tank Davis. But this is where the problem starts. Okay, after Leonard Elderby sends them the offer, they get counter offered. Okay, Mike Coppinger shortly thereafter, Coppinger again tweeted a more interesting in look at Matchroom Boxing, and Eddie Hearn want to give Davis $5 million to hop onto the DAZN streaming service and fight Farmer later this year. Seriously, yo. Seriously. Says Hearn co-promotes Farmer alongside DiBella. Davis has fought exclusively on Showtime over the last couple years. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. Why would you re-sign with the problem? Why re-sign with DAZN if you knew this entire time over this last year, when the fight was getting close to being said it was made? Y'all remember Leonard Elderby getting all mad and shit, telling Eddie Hearn to stay away from his fighter, stop talking to his fighter. He was talking about taking him to court about him needing to leave Gervonta Davis alone as his fighter and shit. And they was going back and forth. Eddie Hearn was like, I don't see what the big problem is. And he kept sending them offers and shit. And the whole thing was he ain't fighting on his own. It's clear what the problem is in between Eddie Hearn and Lou DiBella. Eddie Hearn and Elderby. It's clear. Leonard Elderby wants you to leave Gervonta Davis alone. He ain't fighting on DAZN. That's what Eddie Hearn was. Eddie Hearn just want him to fight on DAZN because he knows he's a bigger and better star, a better draw, and just a better fighter and more entertaining than Tevin Farmer. I'm letting you know this right now. If he had to choose in between Tevin Farmer and Gervonta Davis to sign to the zone because both of them were free, he wouldn't have picked fucking Tevin Farmer. He wouldn't have. He would have. Eddie Hearn with Gervonta Davis, bro. Pick Gervonta Davis. This is an afterthought. Tevin Farmer is the person that he got because he couldn't get nobody else that was better. I mean, it's a fact, you know. He went after all the top fighters and none of them really wanted him, so he had to settle for what he could get. Eddie Hearn could get over on Matchroom or over on the zone, I should say. Over on the zone. Gervonta Davis ain't one of them people. Gervonta Davis, I believe he's under contract for Showtime. If he's not under contract, that's where he fights, at Showtime. Who else fights on Showtime? Him and Deontay Wilder fight on Showtime. Him and Deontay Wilder are the two hardest punchers in boxing and two of the top entertaining fighters in the business. It's not going to be so easy to pull Gervonta Davis from Showtime to the zone. Gervonta Davis don't care where he fight as long as he get to touch Tevin Farmer. Tevin Farmer cares. Tevin Farmer wants whatever Eddie Hearn wants to make his pockets fatter, but Tevin Farmer ain't realizing the big picture. This is a pay-per-view fight. All right? You can make the same amount of money over on the zone. I mean, over on Showtime, I believe. It's not... I mean, I've never even caught no DAZN pay-per-view fight. I never caught one. Honestly. You know, and if this shit's on DAZN, I'm not going to pay for it. I'm going to watch it, but I ain't paying for it. If that makes sense to you, I'm going over a family member's house or a friend's house to watch it on pay-per-view. If it was on Showtime, I'll pay for it. But Eddie Hearn, yo, and Tevin Farmer, both of y'all are just making me sick right now, yo. Everybody say you clout chasing, Tevin. You've been clout chasing for 3 years. Over 3 years now, and you've been clout chasing straight 3 years. Every time anybody has anytime you get any views, it's because the heading has something to do with Gervonta Davis. Nobody listens to you unless they're talking about Gervonta Davis. Hence the fact and the reason why anytime you ever have an interview, no matter who is with, they bring up Tank Davis. Got you so damn mad, you was like, I don't want to talk about him. I don't want to talk about him. Bruh, Gervonta Davis is king of 135 when it comes to a draw. If all you care about is money, Tevin, then you should bring your ass wherever the A side tells you to go. And the A side is Gervonta Davis, okay? And I see what Eddie Hearn is trying to do. He's trying to fatten up the load, and you know, $5 million is a good offer, but it's the first offer, so he should say no. You know what I'm saying? But he's trying to entice Gervonta Davis with money. It doesn't work like that with everybody. You can't just buy people, you know? Gervonta Davis is the type of cat that stayed in Baltimore when Floyd Mayweather, the person that bought him a Phantom and a truck and all of this other shit, told him to move to Vegas. He said, nah, I'm staying with my folks. So it is what it is, bruh. He's not going to just say, you know what, I want that money. I'm going to go over to the zone. Fuck what LDB and Floyd says. It's not going to happen. All you're going to do is make Farmer look like he's running. Farmer honestly look like you're clout chasing, that you don't even want this fight. I didn't want it to be like that. I wanted you to honestly be sincere. You know, you making Philadelphia look bad, bruh. You making Philly look real bad doing all this fucking clout chasing, man. But when it comes to Gervonta Davis, everybody likes clout chasing. Even DC. Even fucking Gary Russell. He like clout chasing. Philadelphia like clout chasing. Y'all need to get y'all lives right, for real. Because you don't want this fight, Tevin. Because if you did, your ass would have just fought this fight. You would have, you would have had a fight with Gervonta Davis on Showtime. And you know you're going to lose that fight. That's why you ain't going to have that fight on. That's why you didn't want to just wait out and not sign with the zone to have the fight. Because you knew you wouldn't have that belt when you went back to the zone. You wouldn't have had nothing that Eddie Hearn wanted. So you're not gonna do it. I honestly am starting to just put the nail on the hammer, and that's just is what it is. This fight ain't gonna happen, bro, and it's not gonna happen because of Tevin Farmer and Eddie Hearn in the fucking DAZN, bro. Gervonta Davis is an undefeated fighter. If you ask me, pound for pound, he's the hardest puncher in boxing, and I say hardest puncher because Deontay Wilder is the hardest puncher, but he's also 100 pounds heavier, damn near 100 pounds heavier than Tank Davis. So it is what it is, you know. Tevin Farmer has 4 losses. He's not an undefeated fighter like Gervonta Davis. Tevin Farmer has a knockout rating of 16%. Tank has a 95% knockout rating. Tank's the bigger draw. Tank's the A side. Hell, fucking Tevin Farmer got booed this last fight. You got booed over on the zone in front of Eddie Hearn after the fight. After a win, if you got fans, they supposed to cheer. Why was they booing you, Tevin? Because you boring as fuck. You don't get no knockouts, and your defense that you say is you claim is better than Floyd's ain't close to it, bruh. You ain't that good. And it's sad. You've been talking about this fight for years. You've been getting the fans' mouth already and set for some orange juice, and you got some fucking water. You over there serving us fucking water with these sorry ass fighters from the UK that Tevin Farmer's beating up on. You know, and I'm letting you know this right now. The reason why y'all think Tevin Farmer do have a good defense, but the reason why you see it so much is because he goes the distance with bums. Sorry, but he does. He goes the distance with everybody, man. Damn near everybody he goes 12 rounds with. So if you fighting somebody that's not supposed to be in the ring with you, and you already a slick fighter, and you dodge punches and slip punches and whatnot, Tank's gonna only do that for 2 rounds, and he's gonna knock your ass out 3-4 rounds. He does it. Tevin Farmer does it for 12 rounds. That's why you see so much of it. But I'm letting you know this right now, yo. Tank got defense too. Tank slip punches too. All right? Tank know how to do all of that shit that Tevin Farmer do. Plus he gets knockouts, bro. He got hand speed. He got foot speed. If people believe that pound for pound or what's his name said, Roy Jones said pound for pound means somebody that can do it all. If you believe that, Tevin Farmer ain't pound for pound, but Gervonta Davis most definitely is pound for pound. He can do it all. Don't get mad at me. I'm just telling the truth, y'all. Get mad at Tevin Farmer if we don't get this fight, because that's whose fault it is. All right. Always like and subscribe to the channel. And again, if you want to donate to help the channel grow, my Cash App will be in the link into the description. Always like and subscribe to the channel. Peace.